Today we are going to be looking at automated trading, robots, and indicators, right? I know you might have been asking yourself this question: can I use a robot to trade? Can I use an indicator? You might have seen other people using indicators, other people using robots, right? So we are going to be looking at what is robot itself, automated trading as a whole, the advantages, can you use it, can you not use it, and stuff like that, right? So we look at automated trading. Automated trading uses software, robots, and indicators to enter and exit trades based on present conditions and reducing emotional decision making. One of the highest advantages when it comes to automated trading is that it reduces emotional decision making. Because if you set your robot or your indicator that when it's time for that robot or that indicator to buy, it's going to buy. It's not going to be emotional about the decision. That's one of the advantages, right? So when it comes to automated trading, we have key takeaways. Robots follow rules without emotion, executing trades instantly, right? Indicators help analyze trend and price behaviors. Custom tools like FN-FOREX, support and resistance indicator, enhance strategy. Automation increase consistency but requires monitoring. Now, there's a difference between robot and indicator. Robots are automated systems that will automatically place the trade for you, right? So with robots, it can place the trade, it can place a buy, it can place a sell, it can close the trade for you. For indicators, it indicates, okay, it's time for you to buy or it's time for you to sell. Then you'll be the one to make the decision yourself, right? So for indicators, we have more than 50 indicators on MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. TradingView has even more than 100 indicators, right? Now, these different indicators will basically maybe give you a confirmation to buy or a confirmation to sell. But they also have their disadvantages. Most of these indicators are lagging. If you understand the chart and know how to analyze the chart, before an indicator tells you to buy, you must have already seen the buy, right? So that is, if you have already mastered how to trade, you have already learned how to trade, which is what you have done, there's no need for using an indicator. Then for the support and resistance indicator that I'm going to be giving you, that indicator is just basically marking key support and resistance levels. So it's more of like a strategy you already understand, but it's just helping you mark the key levels. We are going to install it on our chart on MetaTrader 4, so you see how it goes. Then meanwhile, for robots, there are different types of robots out there. There are robots that work on support and resistance. There are robots that work on martingala, strategy that you know nothing about, grid, right? There's a strategy that we call it grid trading. So most robots work on that. On Monday, that was in Douala, one of my very first students I taught, like very first March 2023 student. He's a software engineer and she started learning trading. So now what she does is that she trades and she's practicing how to code robots, right? So she has already basically coded a robot and she's trying to backtest. But she says the robot has a problem with risk management. So those are some of the problems when it comes to robots. Now for the ones I was coding, I had problems with news filter, right? Basically for the robot, you need a news filter in such a way that if a news event is coming out, it closes all the trades, then maybe start trading after the news event has passed, right? That was the challenge I had with that robot. Now there are robots that work in consolidation markets, right? Meaning that, okay, if the market is consolidating at one spot, you place a buy. When it goes up a little bit, it goes down, you place a sell. So there are robots that work that way on consolidation markets. There are robots that work on trendy markets. There are robots that work on volatile markets. For example, we have the martingala strategy that most robots use, especially gold. Most gold robots in those days used to use this strategy. The volatile robots that work very well during volatile markets, right? Martingala is a strategy that when the market is going up against you, it's adding positions, right? As the market is going up, it's adding positions. So if you started with loss size 0.5, as the market go up against you, it climbs to loss size maybe 0.6, 0.7, right? The positions keep adding, right? So in the robots have their different strategies. Now, you might want to get involved into robots, right? Which is very okay. Because you consider yourself to be a full-time trader, at one point in time, you might start doing research about robots and stuff like that, right? Which is very okay. But now you need to first of all learn and understand how to trade on your own before you involve robots. Because there were times where I was using robots to trade. But now that using robots to trade was not like it stopped me from trading myself, right? It was just like, okay, I could maybe deposit $1,000 and deposit and set a robot. While the robot is making me small profits from there, I'm still trading, right? But now the disadvantage with robots is that the robot is not going to identify when there's changes in the market. It's not going to identify when a particular strategy has to be adjusted, right? Because if you set the robot to work, for example, for gold, in those days, Martingala used to work very well for gold because gold was very volatile. Gold will always go up and come down. So with the Martingala, as it is going up and adding positions, when it is coming back down now, you are in more profit, right? So if it's going against you, it's adding positions. When it's coming back down now, those positions I was adding, you become now in profit, right? So you discover that when it comes now to you just at your entry, you will close enough profit. Why? Because as it was going up, it was adding position. So when it comes back now, you'll be coming back now, your stop loss must have automatically moved to your entry. So when it comes down now, you hit your stop loss at your entry, then you close in profit. So that used to work in those days on gold when gold was volatile. So as it's going up, gold always come down. But now that gold is trending, when gold picks a direction, it goes, you discover that if you want to use Martingala now, while it's going up, you blow your account. Because the secret with that is that as it is adding up positions, it should come back down so that you close profit. But if you continue trending, then you blow your account. So at that point now, that strategy was no longer working again. But if you keep using the robot, you see that robot has not identified that, okay, the market has changed. The robot, basically, you give the robot that instruction, right? The robot is going to keep following that instruction. So in situations like this now, when there's changes in the market, the robot is not going to follow. But maybe when there's a news event, so that was where the problem of news filter came in. When there's a news event, when news comes out, what happens? The market chooses one direction and is going. So if you don't get a news filter now to put into your robot, you have a problem. And now, when you have that problem now, you discover that you'll be blowing your account. You'll be blowing your account. Maybe in a week, it might give you small profit today, small profit tomorrow, small profit after tomorrow. Then on Friday, a news event comes out, it blows your account, right? Those are some of the disadvantages when it comes to robot. So the truth about it is that as a beginner, I'm just basically teaching you guys, I'm just introducing you guys to robots so that you understand how it works. At least if you go to your MetaTrader 4, you know that, okay, this is what you do to install a robot. This is what you do to install an indicator. But now, the thing that is very common when it comes to robot is that normally robots or indicators, they'll obviously give you in a file, right? So when you purchase a robot, they give you in a file, or an indicator, they give you in a file. When they give you in the file now, you have to come to your file section on your MetaTrader, right? You come to your file section on your MetaTrader, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. This is MetaTrader 5, we have file here. You come to open data folder, right? When you come to open data folder, it's going to give you these different files that contains the coding of the MetaTrader 5 as a whole. So if you look at here, you're going to see we have basis, configure, we have logs, we have MQL4, profile, templates, and so on. So we are going to go to MQL4. Under MQL4 now, you have experts, you have indicators. Some robots come with some files you have to put under library. Some robots might come with some files you have to put under script, right? But the main thing is, experts is for robots. Expert advisors, right, is for robots. So when they give you the file of the robot, you normally come to under experts, then you put your file here, right? So you see that right here we have free robot. So these are the ones that come with MetaTrader 5 normally. So immediately download MetaTrader 5, you have all of these. So you could sign out to put your own customized robot by maybe just posting the file here. So you come here under advisors. So you come here, you paste your file. You see that for robots. Now, if it's for indicators, you're going to come to indicators. If you go under this indicator, you're going to see the indicators that comes with MetaTrader 5. You're going to see these indicators. So all of these indicators come with MetaTrader 5. If you look right here at this corner, you're going to see we have expert advisors, right? You're going to see we have indicators. If you come and click on these indicators, you're going to see that we have all the indicators that come with MetaTrader 5, right? If you come on expert, you're going to see the ones that come with it. So once you put your file inside here, all you have to do is to close. When you have pasted your file, right? All you have to do is to close. Then you come here and refresh. You come, if it's indicator, you right click here, then you refresh, right? So the one that you pasted comes in. You get that? For MetaTrader 4, it's the same thing. MetaTrader 4, you come to files, open data folder, you come to MQL4. Under MQL4 now we have experts, we have files, we have indicators, right? So it comes to here now. So now we want to install our indicator on MT4, right? The FN-FOREX support and resistance indicator is on Telegram. I'll send on Telegram. So you come here, you see that we don't have the indicator here yet. But what do I have to do? I'll simply have to go to files to make sure that I have the indicators under files. So when I send you the indicator, you can try to save the indicator anywhere on in your PC, right? So you come here now, you're going to see that we have the support and resistance, demand and supply. So these are all the indicators. So what do I have to do? I'll simply have to copy, right? I'll copy, then I'll come back here. Right here, I come to files, all right? Under open data folder, I come to MQL4. Under MQL4, you come to indicators. Under indicators now, what do I have to do? I simply paste, right? Now I've pasted my indicators. So they were not here, right? Now I have pasted them here. All I have to do now is to delete, close that tab. Then I come and refresh indicators. I'll refresh. Before refreshing, let's just check if it's there. So you see that we have checked, it's not there, right? So you have to refresh. Once you refresh, you have the indicators. Now you see that if I want to place the indicator on this chart, right here, I just click. It comes here and I click yes. It gives you those key levels. You see that? So it basically just help you give you out your key levels. So you can see that here, right here, we have this. Let me insert toolbar. So right here we have untested resistance. The resistance was expected at once. We have untested resistance. It was expected here once, right? So now we have proven support. Proven support because it break from down 1, 2, 3, right? The break went up, came back. We tested, went up and came back. So we have a proven support right there. You see that? So we have a proven support here. We have untested support. We have a weak support right here. We have a weak support right here. We have a untested support right down here. Now, this is not all, right? Now you see that we have, this is for supply and demand. Now we have support and resistance. Support and resistance, it marks your key levels. Now if you look at which time frame are we? We're on the 4 hours time frame. We have a key level here. This level right here, right? This is a level that's marked by the indicator. Now let me go to the 15-minute time frame where we're looking to get our entries. There's no account connected to this. There's no account connected here. That's why it's going to take long to load. We had to connect an account. But yeah, you see how to install the indicators, right? So if you install the indicators, let's look at, let me see which one have we not used. Let me use this one. I think I've already used this. Cancel the chart. So these demand and supply indicators are almost the same, right? So you see that I give you, so you can obviously use one. Don't use too much and mess up your chart. So you can just remove and use one. So that use that. Then you use the support and resistance. And it marks your key level. So it has simply marked this key level around present market price is around here. This is around present market price, right? So it has simply given you this level up here and this one down here. Normally you should have like let me see. Let's go to the properties of this indicator. Indicator list, support and resistance, edit. So you can come here, you can try to adjust them here. So you see that it's going to mark on different time frames. If you want it to mark on particular time frames, right? Maybe mark only on your 15-minute time frame, or maybe mark only on your 1 hour time frame. Then you can just cancel. Then you just put. It should give you key levels, or maybe just 15 minutes, just 1 hour. But I recommend you have it for all. So it's going to mark key levels, especially around your present market price. So you see that it automatically marks your key levels for you. Now it's not like any of these other indicators. If you go to MT5, if you come to indicators here, you're going to see that we have trend indicators, Bollinger Band, one of the first indicators I ever heard of when I started trading. I had one Masisi in the university was also studying how to trade, so she was telling me about the Bollinger Band indicator and so on and so forth. But you see that most of these things, I'm going to give you entries when you have already identified them. Like this cell right here, we already identified this is gold. Yesterday we already identified this break, retest, and push to the downside. But now look at when it was giving you a confirmation, when it had crossed, and it did not even cross like completely. So Bollinger Bands or any other indicators, if you actually know how to analyze the chart, if you actually know how to identify the trend of the market, you will not need an indicator. Most people at times they want to use the indicator to identify trend, they want to use the indicator to know when the trend has changed, and so on and so forth. But now they want to use the indicator to mark key levels, right? But if you understand candlesticks, if you understand how to identify trends, you necessarily will not need all of these indicators. See that we have indicators here, some of them I've never even known how they work. The only indicator that I have used is moving average. Moving average. This is the only indicator that I have used. So you can use the moving average 50 to give you support and resistance levels, right? So most of the time you see most traders, they'll talk about the moving average. But then again, if you understand the chart, there will be no need for you to use all of this, right? So focus on mastering the chart. I'm going to send you the support and resistance indicator. The support and resistance indicator is just to help you, right? So if you have a laptop and you're using MetaTrader 4, I've not bothered myself to update the indicator to have like a MetaTrader 5 because, I mean, marking these key levels are nothing that serious, right? You don't need to mark your key levels. But you can use the indicator on MetaTrader 4 if you find it necessary. So aside from that, once again, see that our chart is already messed up. We'll put just 2 indicators. The chart is already messed up. So if you want to start adding, and the funny thing is that we are even on trend indicators. If you come to other indicators like this volume, some kind of names, come to this kind of indicators, you see that your chart will just be whole messed up. Momentum, your chart will be messed up already, right? So all of these things are not really necessary, but there are indicators that works based off the strategy you're using. So there are some people that use indicators because it works on their strategy, or maybe they use it for confirmations and stuff like that. So if you are using your indicators for confirmation, then it's okay to use. But for us, I personally think the chart is okay and clean like this. It's easy to understand, right? You draw your key levels, you have your trend line, you have your confirmations, identify your candlestick confirmations, and you are good to go. So all the indicators and so on and so forth is really not necessary, right? It's really not necessary. And there's one thing, normally you might be trading and you feel like at one point you feel like maybe trading is just not for me. Let me look for a robot to trade for me, right? It's okay to look for a robot. Even me now, I'm trying to see how I can get a sustainable robot that can make small profit over a long period of time, right? So that one I can put an investment into that one. These people that are interested in trading, they have money, but they don't have time to sit and learn, right? That one can work for them. Because at the end of the day, $6.6 trillion is running the market every day. So if everybody can make money from it, either from robot or whatever, there's no problem. But just know that robots can give you profit. It can as well blow your account because it's not controlled by humans. It does not have human emotions, right? So if it's working, if it's not working, you have to be very cautious of that. Now, when you want to get a robot, you need to look at the risk management of the robot. You need to look at the performance, at least 6 months performance. When I test my robot, before I want to even give it out, I test it for at least 3 months, right? So you need to look at the performance of the robot within a long period of time. You look at the performance within a long period of time, you know, okay, this robot is sustainable. Because they can give you a robot and I'll tell you that, okay, I've sent you investors password of my account. You go on the account, you see an account that has lasted for 1 week. Maybe the robot was profitable for that 1 week. What happens the next week? The next week it blows your account. I've seen robots like that. I've seen people that are giving investors account. You know, you go and check the performance of the robot. It's doing well, maybe within 2 weeks. You take it the next week, you blow your account. The next week, you want to go to that person's account, the account is no more. Or maybe they've changed the investor password. Probably it has blown the account.